So these past few weeks, do you feel stronger, like a better version of yourself? Like maybe you have a new level of backbone, or maybe there was an area in your life where you felt like you didn't have a backbone and now you have one. That is probably the Capricorn energy that we have been experiencing these last few weeks for Capricorn season. And we are now moving into the Capricorn new moon. And I may be looking at my notes briefly. So if I look away or down, that's what's going on. We have the Capricorn new moon. It's going to be exact on January 18th at 2:51 p.m. Eastern. And this is an interesting new moon. And when the moon is in Capricorn, it's in its detriment. And I've heard other astrologers refer to a sign being in its detriment as kind of the equivalent of, so maybe you're visiting someone's house, um, but you're a guest. So you're not completely at home, you're not completely relaxed. Um, but there are some things that can work. Or maybe it's the feeling of being in the lobby while you're waiting to be interviewed for a job. Um, do people still go to face interviews anymore? So many things are online now. But I remember back in the day, um, I would have to get myself all done up and you'd go wait in the lobby. And sometimes you would think the job interview was just for you, but then it was one of those bait and switch things where it was like this cattle call, basically. All these people were in the lobby waiting, or even a conference room because there were so many people, and so you suddenly realize that you're not the only one being interviewed. Like there are going to be at least 50 people being interviewed that day. And there are snacks and water. And so they're trying to make you feel comfortable, but you're not totally 100% comfortable. Like sometimes I feel like planets in detriment, they can kind of have that feeling, this weird awkwardness, this sense of having to be really formal. And I'm curious if you have a Capricorn moon in your natal chart, what that experience is like for you. Like if you can summarize it or maybe give me an example of what that feels like to you. But this is what came to me when I was reflecting, meditating on this Capricorn new moon, that maybe it has that vibe, that feeling of I need to be prepared to do a presentation or an interview. But I know I'm not the only one doing that, or that there's a level of competition happening here. And at the same time, there's also this quiet confidence that there's a part of you that really believes that, no matter how many people they interview, I'm going to be the one who gets this job. I'm going to be the one who can step into this new opportunity. And so maybe you're feeling some of that. And I also think it's interesting too, because we're going to have this new moon. It's going to be conjunct Mercury. So, how we think, how we communicate, how we digest information. Um, and Mercury can be pretty solid in Capricorn. I have this placement natally, so I feel like it really helps me communicate. A lot of aspects in my chart help me communicate as well. But I feel like Mercury in Capricorn is really good at following the through line and getting to the point. So you can be more focused as a result of this new moon, especially because it's going to be conjunct Mars in Capricorn. And Mars is exalted in Capricorn. So when a planet or a sign is exalted in that area, or excuse me, a planet is exalted in a sign, that's that feeling of being completely at home. Like you rule the roost. This is your domain. So Mars, the ability to get things done. I feel like Mars gives us the desire to create, to bring something into the world. And I feel like Saturn in helps us implement it, bring it into the world, which is interesting too, because this new moon is also going to be sextiling Saturn as well as Neptune in Pisces. And this is going to be the last full moon where that happens because Saturn and Neptune are both going to be moving into Aries very shortly, in like just a couple weeks, basically. So this is more again, and also this new moon, like the last several new moons we've have, are at the end of its season. So it's continuing this theme of being willing to release, to close things out so you can be prepared for the new. And it's also going to be oh, what did I want to say? It's there's this feeling of alchemizing what's gone on. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Um, Maybe the last few weeks, things have come to the surface that you've had to move through, that you've had to integrate, you've had to alchemize and move. And all of that was to create this much stronger foundation. And I feel like that is the foundation that we need for going into this Aquarius season, but also because Saturn and Neptune are going to be moving into Aries. And I feel like that's what this new moon is really inviting us to do, is to create a stronger foundation to prepare for Saturn and Neptune moving into Aries. Especially because, each new moon, it kind of sets the tone for the next few weeks as we move towards the full moon. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens between this Capricorn new moon and the Leo full moon, which will be February 1st. Um, yeah, I think it's going to be really fascinating to see what unfolds over the next couple of weeks at least. And maybe this is an invitation to ask yourself, where do you need more backbone? Where do you need a stronger foundation? This new moon is probably going to highlight that for you. Where are the weaknesses in your own structure, your physical structures, your emotional structures? Maybe that might be something that gets highlighted for you in your business, your purpose, what needs to be strengthened in that area. This could be a new moon to set those intentions around what do you want to shore up? What do you want to give more solid stability to, more foundation to? And just, sit with the question, see what arises, see what comes up. But I think that's basically all I have to say about this Capricorn new moon. Uh, Again, I'm on vacation, so I pre-recorded this. So if something has happened in the collective, this is why I didn't refer to it. Welcome if you're new to the channel, Moonlife Illuminated. Welcome back if you're returning. I always appreciate that as well. Do want to remind you to like the video, subscribe to the channel. That does help me get the word out to people as well. I will have links below to all the things that I'm offering right now. In particular, my Skool community, $9 a month or $50 a year. We meet once a week. We're not meeting for this week in January because I am out, but after the new moon, we will be meeting. I believe January 24th. I'm not sure. I don't have that right in front of me. But yeah, I used to call it a weekly Q&A, but I think I'm going to change it to just like a weekly chit chat because it's really more like just of a check-in time for people to just talk about what's going on with them astrologically and how their own spiritual journey is going, how their businesses are going. It's an opportunity as well for people to, just kind of ask questions about their own solopreneur journey, or if they're thinking about creating a business. We just talk about all kinds of fun stuff. So feel free to come in and join us. It's a lot of fun, and I'd love to see you there. With that, wishing you so much love, so much joy. Peacefully yours, Darice.